Total whiteout conditions on the way in.
In the empty valley, they built a giant, and they gave it the name of a giant in Greek mythology, Titan.
Total whiteout conditions on the way in. This weather this winter is definitely not giving up at all. Can't see shit out here. Welcome back, everybody, to Nuclear Bunker Living. This week started off yet again with another harsh Arctic freeze and some heavy fog surrounding our Titan 1 complex. So, last week we started deconstruction of the communication equipment room that is located within the control dome. This is one of the last steps we have before our control dome is completely stripped and ready for a remodel, so efforts are focused yet again this week at finishing this part of this extremely massive project. So now that myself and Pat have taken all the panels out of this part of the wall, we can now focus on taking out the channels that the panels actually sit inside of. Pat did this already for all the walls that existed on the bottom floor of the control dome a while back, as seen here. Now, it might not look like that much has happened, but we can't emphasize enough how hard these walls are to take down by hand. Each panel can withstand an absolute beating. But now that this section is out, our next step is to take down and preserve this communication rack to save for historical purposes and also to clean up a path to get the rest of the walls down that surround the stairwell. As Pat finally pulls out the last couple of screws that are holding this communication rack down to the ground, we actually start feeling the true weight.
You want to take this side on the right? Take this, you know, yeah. I'll be good for you. Oh, shit. Okay. What do you want to do? We gotta lay it lower down now.
Now this rack might not look like it weighs a lot on camera, but I can absolutely assure you it was amazingly heavy to be able to set down. Now we need to move this rack to the side so we can get to the rest of this wall. Now most of these panels and all the ventilation that we've taken down thus far need to be processed and cut before myself and Pat can start removing a lot of this metal up and out of this complex. So past this one clip of this camera dropping, it's a perfect time to bring up all the comments that I see each week asking about equipment and whether it gets messed up or not. Bunch of drone crashes, bunch of cameras dropping. It happens on a regular basis.
Woo! That was close.
After a couple days of work this week, it's wild to see how different this area looks from us removing the walls in the section and most of the equipment. The remaining walls that surround the stairway to the lower level are the very last walls intact to the ground on this second level. Everything after that will need scaffolding so we can reach the very top to take the rest of the panels out, as well as the channel that is connected to the control dome wall. So the second half of our week brought way better weather. The fog lifted, higher temperatures, so it was a lot easier to get in bright and early to get a nice start on the second half of this week. All right, going back down and finish this up. All right, so we got everything cut off the top of the old HVAC room. So now we're gonna take all this scaffolding that we have there,
We have some that are over on the other side over there by our set in the museum. And now we gotta bring them upstairs.
Now, the one thing that's awesome about this complex is when you get in here bright and early in the morning before the hustle and bustle, there's a calming silence throughout the whole complex.
Yeah, I could probably actually pull some of these pieces of wood up here. Oh, yeah. Tight squeeze.
The control dome, by measurement, comes to 100 feet in diameter and 36 feet in height. So scaffolding is a crucial part when working this high in these complexes, since we have no way currently to get scissor lifts or any other heavy equipment within these spaces.
How much do you think you can get to, like, with just that scaffolding?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. I think I'm doing this
All the way down?
pretty sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You said they welded it a bunch?
Want to hand down my grinder?
Okay.
I gotta get the other side down.
Got it?
That will work.
Now, this corner section of this top wall is proving to absolutely be able to take anything that Pat's throwing at it. For hours and hours and hours, Pat was attacking this one part of this panel.
all this shit should just fall out.
Are there bolts in that bitch?
I'm not trying to pull out the channel, just the panels.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? I got this beat up so bad I'm gonna put the coke on that side.
Finally, after hours and hours and hours of Pat working on this specific panel, it finally came out. Now he can resume taking out panel by panel as he works his way down. So, once again, this Titan I nuclear missile complex shows more tricks up its sleeve. One thing we have noticed by dismantling this structure though, is that we can actually tell when different construction crews were working surely just by even the way parts of the complex were constructed. The amount of tack welds on top of this dome are astonishing and hold so much weight. It's been a bruising week of work, but we are always one more step closer to a finished product and will resiliently keep pressing on.